What's up, superstars? On this video, we'll be showing you guys how to put a proper gang sheet together using the latest design tool, Canva. These gang sheets are for DTF printing and specifically for our commercial grade printers where we print at a 22-inch wide format. Now, I'll be sharing some tips and tricks, so definitely want to watch till the end. For this tutorial, I'm actually going to be using both Canva as well as Illustrator to finish the job. I'll need to use Illustrator to remove the background layer, and I haven't found a good free program to do this while not lowering any of the quality of the artwork. So if you guys have a tool in mind, please share it in the comment below. I'd love to check it out. So now let's head over to Canva so we can start our tutorial.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this loaded up. I'm gonna go ahead and use Canva, canva.com. This is a free tool that we're gonna be using. There is a paid version here, but I'm gonna show you with the free tool how to get the gang sheet done. Again, I'm more used to using Illustrator to create my gang sheets. That's what I'm more comfortable with. So I had to learn Canva, so I'm not the very best at using this, but I will show you guys how to make it from Canva. What you want to do first is go ahead and click on Create a Design. You want to click on Custom Size. And in this instance, we're just going to do a 22 by 24. And you want to make sure that you change this to inches first. So 22 by 24. That's the gang sheet size that we're going to create for this particular gang sheet. I'm actually going to be creating two different gang sheets, showing you guys different things. The first one is going to be a little bit more simple. We're just going to use one logo in order to get this done. So this is the artboard that was created, 22 by 24. I'm going to go ahead and click on Uploads, and I want to go ahead and upload the first design. Now, there's different file formats that you can use. I've seen that if you're using a PDF, it actually just creates it as a graphic instead of an actual art. So I'm actually not able to load several PDFs of the artwork. So I recommend using PNG if you guys are going to do this. Okay, so now that it's loaded, let's go and take a look at the file. And it's going to be in Uploads. And it's going to be in Projects. So again, the PDF will load as a project instead of actual upload artwork. In this case, it'll work for what we're trying to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull it in. And then as you see, my original size is actually a 10 by 8. So keep in mind when you throw artwork into Canva, it will resize it to the artboard. And if I click on here and I click on this corner and I start to adjust the size, you'll see that it was sized at 22 inches wide, which is obviously too big for what we're trying to do. So to resize this, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down in this corner. I want to make sure that you're holding this corner because it keeps things at a nice and proportional rate. If you were to click on another object, you would be resizing it in a different way. So now this is at 10 by 7.5. I'm going to go ahead and move it to the top left corner. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to hit Alt, Shift, and then I'm going to drag this over and then let go. This just went ahead and duplicated that process. And next thing I want to do is I want to keep duplicating this image. I'm going to highlight both of it, click Alt, Shift, and move it down, and then let go. And then it just made a duplicate of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on Control D. This will just duplicate the exact action. So it'll mimic the exact spacing, and I can do this so on and so forth for as long and as big as I need it to be. So that's a quick shortcut that you can do. So now that it's already laid in place, I have 6 of these 10 by 7.5 logos on my 22 by 24. I'm going to go ahead and export it. This one is technically ready. We're going to go ahead and click on the share button, and then we're going to click on downloads. And then the file type, I've found that printing PDF print is the best and it's the most sharpest image that you can get so far. But again, I do need the help of an Illustrator tool. So if you guys have any other tools, make sure you guys mention it in the comment below. I'd really want to check it out. Now, as far as the color profile, we print with CMYK, but this is a free version. So you're only going to be left with RGB, which we can still print it on as a DTF printer because we will convert it on our end. The colors are just not going to be exact because you're obviously creating the artwork on an RGB versus a CMYK, but the colors are pretty close. It's just not 100% accurate. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on downloads. This will download the image. This is the queue. All right, great. Now that it is downloaded, I'm just going to go ahead and move this to the desktop. Let's go ahead and open Illustrator, and then I'll show you guys how to remove the background here. So I'm going to use the help of Illustrator. Let's go ahead and drag it here. It's going to load up here. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of the designs that we just created. I'm going to pull it to the left of the artboard. And this is the reason why we use Illustrator, because it has a white background. So what I want to do in this case is I'm going to highlight the corner just to get the background. I'm going to click delete, and there you have it. The background is removed. It is now transparent. You guys can move it back on the board, or in this case, you can also click on object, click on artboard, and fit to the selected art. Now it makes the artboard exactly the size of your transfers, which is a 22 by 23. It actually saves you a little bit of room. And so what we do finally is we like to save this as a PDF, and I can just rename it. So transfer superstars 22 by 23 is the size of the transfer. I'll save it as a PDF, and this one is print ready. You can go ahead and send it to us, and we will print it like this, and it will retain the quality, which I'll show you guys later on. So that's the first gang sheet that we've created with Canva. The next one I'm going to show you is a little bit more complex. Let's go ahead and do the same motion. Let's go ahead and click on home. We're going to click on create a design, custom size. Make sure that you're changing this to inches. Now, we accept gang sheets up to 22 by 100 inches, but unfortunately, Canva, you are actually limited in the size of the gang sheet. So 22 by 80 is the biggest gang sheet you're able to create off of Canva as of right now. So we're going to go ahead and create that artboard. You can see now that the artboard is created, and it is a pretty big gang sheet. We're going to go ahead and load up some of the artwork that we have. So let's go ahead and just click on uploads, and then I will show you uploading. We're going to go ahead and upload all of these files, and keep in mind I have all of them are PNGs except 2 PDF files, which they're duplicates of a file that I have on here, but I want to show you what happens when you upload a PDF. It just doesn't upload as a regular art onto the Canva. It actually uploads again as a different type of file, so you can actually create multiple images on a gang sheet when you're using PDFs. So I recommend using a PNG when you're creating gang sheets off of Canva. So now that I have my designs loaded up, this water is filling up. That means it's almost done. I'm just going to open the folder just so I have a reference. The reason why I have this as a reference is because I actually named all the files by the size that I want it to be at, because remember, Canva will resize the images for you, and if you want to make sure that you're on a certain size, you need to have a record of that size. So now that all the artwork is done uploading, the bubble is gone, let's start building the gang sheet. So the first thing and again, all the PDF ones are actually gone. So it was a Transfer Superstars logo. Those are all gone. It doesn't actually upload into the database for you to use as a file on your gang sheets. And so remember, use PNG. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this cat. I'm going to load it here. And it's way too big. It automatically fills in this space, which is not what I want it to be at. I actually only want this to be at a 7 by 9. So I'm going to click on this corner. You'll see this image is 22 by almost 80. It's a huge, huge cat image. It's way too big. I'm going to lower this down to 7 inches. 7 by 9. Actually, hold on 1 second. Let's figure out why it did that. Okay. So I'm not sure why it loaded that way. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit so we have a little bit more room to work with. I'm going to pull this down. So somehow the image kind of got cropped out. I'm going to make sure I expand everything. I don't want to lose the tail. Okay. So I think, wow, this is difficult. I don't know why it is doing this. All right, so there, I went ahead and made sure that I have all the edges within bounds. I really don't know why I uploaded that way. But anyways, let's just move forward and get this done. We are going to do this at 7 inches. It's 7 by 9. So let's go ahead and lay this down right here. And I'm going to go ahead and start laying out the gang sheet. So the gang sheet is 22 inches, 7 by 9. I'm easily able to fit 3 across at this rate. So I'm going to hit Alt, Shift, bring it there. You want to make sure you leave a little bit of room. And I'm going to Control D to duplicate that process. So I just made 3 designs into this gang sheet. It's very nice. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load up a different artwork image. I'm going to go ahead and load up this trippy design here. So let's bring it here. And then again, it automatically resizes this. I actually want this only at 10.8 inches. So let's go ahead and lower this 10.8 by 10.54. That's perfect. And I'm going to move it to the side. I can bring it pretty close here. And then I can go here to check to make sure that the gap's good. Alt Shift and then let go. That will duplicate that design. Now I have the second design laid in place. Third design I'm going to do is going to be this design right here. Let's bring this in. Huge design. I actually only want this at 7.5 by 13. So let's go ahead and resize it again, 7.5 by 13. And then I'm going to leave it here. And then I'm going to make sure that there's enough gap. That's not enough. There you go. Now, 7.5, you're not able to fit 3 of them. It's going to be cut off. So in this case, I'm going to just bring it across. I'm going to duplicate that one basically. And then I'm going to go ahead and spin it sideways so it's 90 degrees. I'm going to bring it up top. And then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that. Again, I'm going to click on Alt and then Shift. That'll duplicate it. Now I was able to fit 3 on this section right here. Lastly, I'm a couple of more things. I'm going to go ahead and load up this big line design. This is a bigger print. Huge print. I want this at 12 by 18. This is a pretty awkward size because it is big. You're not going to be able to fit 2 side by side. It is just going to exceed that, as you can see, like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate it. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab a corner right here, or this corner right here. I'm just going to go ahead and give it a quick rotation. And then now I'm able to actually fit this design side by side. And only the guns are going to be overlapping, but you guys can easily cut that off. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this out with a couple extra designs right here. I see some gaps, so I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm just going to lower this a tiny bit. Let's go ahead and grab this design. Let's go ahead and grab some size tags right here. This I'm going to go ahead and resize to 2.5 inches for a neck tag. I'm going to lay this right here. And then let's go ahead and just print 2 of these. So I'm going to go ahead and click Alt and Shift. That will duplicate that. And if I want, let's go ahead and duplicate that and make it 3 to fit that space. So I've got some neck tags on there. Let's go ahead and also bring in, oops, this was already loaded. So let's go ahead and bring on this Drip logo. So Drip is a brand that we're actually creating. And so we're just testing out some colors and some fonts. So I might as well just do it. By the way, guys, drip.com, new brand that we're starting off. Stay tuned for that. Definitely don't want to miss out. We're going to be dropping some pretty hot stuff. So let's go ahead and bring this Drip logo here. It's 4x1 is what I want to print at. So that's laid in place. If you want to zoom in, corner right here is to help you zoom in. And I just want to duplicate this. So I'm going to grab this, Alt, Shift, bring it over. There's enough space. I'm going to duplicate that. And if I want, I can duplicate that all the way across and you will be fine. So there, I got a bunch of Drip logos. Last thing I want to do is bring some sleeve hit. So this is part of our Drip design. I'm going to bring it here. I'll make sure I don't hit that box or else it's going to replace any of the images on there. And let's go ahead and resize this to 3 inches. And then let's bring it down here. And I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it. And then there's an extra spot right here. Hey, might as well, oops, Control Z to redo that. Let's go ahead and take advantage of this. I'm going to highlight. Nope, I don't want that. Oop, I just made that disappear. So let's do that. And then I'm going to grab that, Control Alt. I'm going to bring it down here. Duplicate that again, Alt Shift. And there you go. I was able to fill that out, get some extra prints in there. and this is going to be my gang sheet. Now this gang sheet is pretty good in my opinion. It was done pretty well. I was able to fit a lot of prints here. There is some extra space, so I'm just going to go ahead and export it at this point. Click on download, click on PDF print, and then I will just go ahead and click on download. Let's go ahead and download. Now, the more images and detailed images that you have on there, the longer it is going to take to export. So now that it's done, I'm going to go ahead and bring this back to our good friend in Illustrator. Let's go ahead and load this file up. Let's zoom out, and then let's take a look at the gang sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything. I'm going to move it out of the artboard. And I'm going to go ahead and now copy or select the section of the artboard that's blank. Click on delete. That'll delete the artboard to it. And now you have individual standalone images, and everything is high quality. So I was zooming it way too close, but everything is high quality. It is super sharp, and I'll show you guys the prints after. So let's highlight everything. This will show you the dimensions. So instead of 22 by 80, I was only able to use 22 by 58 to accomplish this job. Go ahead and click on Object, Artboard, Fit to the selected art. Now everything is within this range. Let's go ahead and save this gang sheet. Save it onto our computer. I'm just going to go gang sheet 2, sheet 2, and then this one is a 22 by 58. Save it as a PDF. All right, now that the files are saved and loaded, we're gonna go ahead and print these gang sheets so that we can show you guys the results afterwards, and you guys can see how a gang sheet looks when it gets exported off of Canva. All right, guys, let's go and take a look at the gang sheets that we just created. So the first gang sheet that we created was of our Transfer Superstars logo. Let's go and take a look. Again, 22 by 24. I was able to comfortably fit 6 of these prints onto this gang sheet. They're 10 inches by 7.5. Technically, you can probably do some more pocket logos and add some more prints to this, and it'll make it a little bit more optimized and efficient. But it just shows you that you're able to create a high quality, bright, super vibrant transfer using Canva. Now, the most important thing that you're looking at here is that it retains the quality of the images. So not only is the colors bright, you are seeing that it's high quality because the actual artwork was able to contract properly, and you're able to see that the white is within the bounds of the artwork. So that shows that it's high quality. If it wasn't high quality, you'll show that the contract was not great. You'll see some pixelation and some blurriness to the image and artwork, but this one came out very, very nice, and that's the result that you'll get. Next thing I'm going to show you is the more difficult gang sheet that we created. It's the bigger gang sheet with several images. All right, so these were the cat images that we laid side by side. Very detailed, beautiful. This was the trippy gorilla image that we had. Very bright, beautiful. You look onto the back, it was perfectly contracted. You can see the white that's within the artwork. And you can see our fat Deadpool image here. Also, the colors are bright. There's no banding. It is vibrant. If you look into the back carefully, you'll see that the white is within the range of the artwork. So this was done properly. It was really good. Retained all the quality. Let me go ahead and roll this up a little bit so I can show you the other part of the print. Now, this is another test of how deep and the quality of the transfer. Now, this is going to be the neck tags we're doing. These are always a little bit tricky because it is very fine in detail. But as you guys can see in the details here, it was contracted perfectly. All the letters have a white backing behind it, and this will be able to press these fine details onto the neck tag without losing any of the letters and numbers and any of that stuff. So guys, good quality. Even if you're using Canva, you're able to still retain all that qualityness. Look at that. The back is perfect. Contraction is perfect. Super bright, super vibrant. 12-inch wide design, fitting 2 back-to-back because you did a simple flip. So guys, make sure you guys play around with it. It's kind of like Tetris. You got to make sure that it fits, and then you're able to optimize as much space as possible, even fitting the 2 skulls there as bonus designs and prints. So there you guys have it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. You guys follow through with me. I'm still learning this process because I don't use Canva on a daily basis. But overall, I like it. I think that the platform is great. There's a bunch of design tools that you can use. It's really easy to create artwork, t-shirt design, things like that. So as we progress, we'll be using more Canva here and there to show you guys different tips and tutorials, because I know a lot of times this is all that you guys have access to. So my name is Stahls, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 100,000 followers. We need your guys' help. I'll catch you guys on that next one.